All right. So let's get started.
I was asking earlier, how long we have left, or how many classes do you think we have left for the AWS?
AWS. So we are on the module number 3 right now. We have 10 modules to cover. So
Okay.
we are here. So approximately you can say it will take around another 15 hours or so.
On module 3?
No, on complete course. 15 to
Okay,
20,
okay.
20 hours, 20 more hours it will take around.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, because the complete program is approximately 25 to 30 hours. So as per that, it will take around 20 more hours approximately.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So yesterday we had started storage services and we covered Elastic Block Store. So we looked into EBS volumes, we added the EBS volume, we created the snapshot. From that snapshot, we created the extra volume and recovered the files that we had there. So any questions from there?
Good for now.
Okay. So EBS was covered and we are now supposed to start something called as Simple Storage Service or S3. So till now we have covered EBS storage service. We have covered the basic concepts of connecting storage services like storage gateway and Snowball, but we will have a detailed discussion on both of them. Then we will also discuss AWS. We also discussed AWS storage types and traditional storage tiers. Now agenda for today is we will look into Amazon S3, that is simple storage service. So with S3 you can share a movie that you have downloaded. If you want to share it with your colleagues, you can share a file which is as big as 2 GB or 20 GBs, doesn't matter. You can upload it on S3 and just share the link. Just like I do after every class, I share a link with each one of you so that you can download the recording from there. So I have purchased the subscription from Dropbox because S3 only provides 5 gigabytes of storage every month. But with the paid subscription, Dropbox gives me 1 terabyte of storage every month, right? So, but Dropbox at the backend uses S3 only. So that is behind the scenes, that Dropbox is actually storing the data on Amazon S3. Okay, then there is a concept of buckets and objects. We will look into ACLs, that is access control list. So how can we manage the access of different objects within Amazon S3, and we will look into its various properties. So let's get started with the simple storage service. So simple storage service works on the basis of buckets and objects. All right. So like in EBS we store the data in the form of folders, right, which are accessible just like your laptop hard drive, wherein it is partitioned, it is layer wise, and you can create the folders and feed the data in. But that is not the case with that is not the case with S3. In S3 we follow the concept of buckets and objects. In buckets so many objects can be there, and the maximum size of an object that is allowed is 5 terabytes. So 5 terabyte multiple objects we can have. There is no limit, but there is definitely a limit to the maximum object size, individual object size that we can store in a bucket, and that is 5 terabyte. So 5 terabyte objects we can have unlimited number of objects. Okay, now so it is mentioned, if you see the last point here, each object can contain up to 5 terabyte of data. Okay, and what exactly is bucket? It is the storage in the cloud. So okay, just give me a second, I will be right back.
Okay.
Okay, having said that, so S3 is works on the basis of buckets and objects. So in a particular AWS account, you can create maximum 100 buckets, all right? And we will also talk about a unique version ID that every object gets, and it is region specific. Like let us say you have created a bucket in Singapore region, you would not be able to access it in North Virginia. Okay, so it is region specific, and at the bottom of the the screen you see an example wherein, let us say, the object is an JPG image. Its name is puppy.jpg and it has been created inside the folder called photos, and bucket name is John Smith. So the complete URL will look something like this, that is johnsmith.s3.amazonaws.com / the path of the photograph, that is photos/puppy.jpg. So I'm gonna show you the hands-on demonstration right now. So this is the architecture of S3. A user stores the data in bucket, and for every put object, for every storage, there is an event triggered that uploads the data on Amazon S3. All right. So now the million dollar question comes, what exactly is simple storage service? To elaborate it in a more detail. So let us say you have a EC2 instance that is connected with the EBS volume. You can upload the data from the EBS volume to S3 like we did yesterday by creating a snapshot. Snapshots are stored in S3. Okay. And afterwards you can retrieve the data from S3 from the snapshot. That all we saw yesterday. But the important point here is the snapshots are being stored on Amazon S3. All right. And so let's get started. Let me show you the service S3, how exactly it looks like. Okay, it's taking some time. Meanwhile, anyone has got any questions, please let me know.
What's the difference between object and a bucket?
Object and a bucket is a bucket is a container in which various objects can be stored.
Oh, okay. I see the other way around.
Yeah, there is no limit to the number of objects. So in order to access S3, I simply type S3 here and choose the service, and it takes me to S3 management console. Now, first thing first, it says create a bucket right away. I'm gonna create the bucket first of all. Bucket name will be my first S3, and I want to create it in North Virginia or Singapore. Let us go ahead with Singapore. Okay, and if I go into the settings, I can import the settings from an already existing bucket, but as of now I do not want to do that, so I will say next. Now it says bucket oh yeah, one important thing I want to tell, the bucket name has to be unique, which no one else on AWS might have chosen. All right, so I chose a simple name like my first S3, but it gave me an error that it has already been picked up, so I will have to give a unique name. So the unique name that I can give is 321. That makes it somewhat unique, and I say next. Yeah, it accepts it. So just make sure that you always choose a unique name. If you choose a common name, that might already been picked up by someone, and it would not allow you to go ahead with that. Now it's asking set properties. All right, so we are going to discuss versioning, server access logging, tag, object level logging. I will come back to these properties later. Now it is asking for setting permissions. So to this bucket, I want to give read and write access to the users. People, whoever they access the bucket, should be able to read and write. Okay, actually they have changed the console. Every now and then they keep on changing the console. So it was running on an old console a few days back, but it seems they have changed. They have come up with a new console. So I want to user ID. Okay, let us as of now, let us take the default settings, because I want to show you how exactly S3 works. So to this I'm gonna give read and write permissions. Enter. Now, this is the problem with the new console. The old console, in my opinion, was much better. So we go with my first S321, and in Singapore region we want to go, hit next, keep it default, and here in the manage users I want to keep give read and write properties to this user. Scrolling down, keeping rest of the options default, hit next. So these are the settings that we have chosen. Versioning is disabled, and we have chosen all the basic settings. Create the bucket. Great. So my first bucket in the cloud has been created. Let us enter inside the bucket. Straight away it says upload. So what do I want to upload? Add files, and there are some several sample files, so I want to upload them, P1, P2. So these two files I want to upload. I hit open and hit next. Set permissions for these files. So I want to give read and write permissions to myself. This is my user account, and let us say I want to share these files with you. So I will have to make them public, read only for you. Okay, so everyone in the world will have read access to the object, which is fine with me. And set properties like S3 basically comes with three types of storage. One is the standard storage, which is extremely efficient but comes with a price. Then a little bit cheaper than that comes with standard infrequent access storage, which is cheaper than standard storage. And the cheapest among the three is reduced redundancy storage, but it's still very efficient. Okay, so you can always go to this URL, that is aws.amazon.com/S3 simple storage service. And what you can do is you can get into storage classes, and in storage classes you get S3 standard, which I was talking about right now. It is 99.9 times 9% durable. It's very efficient. Your data is safe. Infrequent access is again 99.99% durable, but there are some performance concerns which makes it less effective than standard storage. Then comes Glacier, which is extremely slow, suitable for government offices, which I will discuss in few minutes. So okay, so here I will choose standard, or if I want to save some cost I can go with infrequent access or reduced redundancy, but as of now I will keep it to standard. Okay, because in free tier you get 5 GB of storage. Encryption, do I want to encrypt my data? Not as of now, but I will come to that point later. And the metadata, there is no metadata, that is data about data, so no metadata attached to it. And I simply hit next. I do not want to add a tag or something, so I say upload. So finally my objects are getting uploaded. I click on refresh button. One object has been uploaded, P1. I click it, refresh button once again. The other object has already been uploaded, P2. Now I want to share the link with you. So this is the link. I will simply copy and share it on the chat window so everyone can access it from there. Just click on the link and you will see a page opening up. Everyone on the same page?
Yeah, I see that it opens up to project work.
Right.
Yes. And me too.
Okay, great. So that is how you can share one movie, or you want to share some presentation with your colleague. Size doesn't matter. It can be as big as 5 terabytes, but cannot be bigger than 5 terabytes. Okay. Then, so this is how we upload the things on Amazon S3.